Today, we talk about karma. That's right, karma. Bringing you realism for the masses. This is the Angel Espino Show. With me, your host, Angel Espino. Live. Welcome one, welcome all, welcome friends, welcome foes to the Angel Espino Show. And yes, folks, today we're going to talk a little bit about karma. And something funny that is just hitting the news is dealing with a couple of nincompoops up in the state of New York. And let's just say they're very, very, very well known and connected. And as soon as I say the name of these two individuals, you're going to be like, oh yeah, those guys are idiots. Yeah. Andrew Cuomo, Bill DeBlasio. That's right, we're talking to you two for a second here. The two of you are in a little bit of trouble. Now, if you guys remember a few months ago with Andrew Cuomo, who had the nerve to come out and say something very, very stupid about President Trump not being able to walk within the streets of New York and that he'll need an army. In fact, check out the clip for yourself. Watch this. This is Andrew Cuomo a few months ago.
It really does speak volumes about him. Changed his residence to go to Florida. Why? He can't come back to New York. He can't. He's going to walk down the street in New York. Forget bodyguards. He better have an army if he thinks he's going to walk down the street in New York. People died unnecessarily because of this president's negligence. Fact. President Trump has actively been trying to kill New York City ever since he's been elected. You want to do something about public safety? Try doing your job. 1,000 people under your federal leadership are dying currently per day from COVID. You have the worst record on the globe in terms of leadership. You want to do something on public safety? That's what you can do.
Let's talk a little bit about facts, okay, before we get to karma. Facts are that Andrew Cuomo has blood on his hands. Facts are that Mayor de Blasio's own daughter participated in riots and belongs to Antifa and was arrested and then given a slap on the wrist and allowed to walk. Facts are these two belong really charged with there's got to be something they can charge him with, especially Andrew Cuomo, who has literally blood on his hands, folks. When I say the man has literal blood on his hands, remember, this is a guy who's blaming Trump for the death of thousands of people when Andrew Cuomo, at the start of the pandemic, put sick people with COVID-19 with elderly folks who had preconditioned illnesses. I mean, and how many people died from that, Andrew? How many people ended up voting for Joe Biden that were dead because of your, decision to put people with COVID-19 into the same hospital and the same hospice care with some of these folks? I mean, so the hypocrisy of these individuals is just amazing. The lack of leadership from these guys, it's been incredible all year. Remember, the summer of love has been nothing but a nightmare. And before I get to the karma aspect of this whole thing, Mayor de Blasio's daughter, who's another diamond in the rough edge, and a chip off the old blockage, and the apple definitely does not fall far from that tree, folks. This one's a beauty. A few weeks back after the rigged elections, right? Remember, she was busted on TV in an interview admitting what happened. Again, Mayor de Blasio's daughter, who is a member of Antifa, like I said earlier, and she was arrested already before for what? Protest and rioting with Antifa. And slap on the wrist, that's what happens. Now, check this out. This is right after the rigged election where the steal took place. This is Mayor de Blasio's own daughter. I kid you not.
Why do you think this is so special? Why do you guys have it celebrated?
Well, for me, it's really special because now we have the first Black Asian female president in office, elected, and Joe Biden was able to steal no, he was able to win. Sorry.
I thought I had a new story here.
No, we were able to win the election.
Harris is very important.
Yes.
Well, there you go, folks. That's de Blasio's own daughter. And you notice how she had like some jittering thing going on there for her. To me, that's kind of maybe like the meth kicking in. I don't know. She has like the weird meth eyes, like that Charles Manson weird bugged out eyes. Lori Lightfoot type of eyes. You know, like, ooh, like a little too much meth, perhaps. I don't know. Now, the karma part of the video, what I was originally posting this for, is because after you watch that and you watch what Andrew Cuomo said about Trump not being able to walk on the streets of New York, well, it seems that these two nincompoops and their family are probably not going to be able to eat anywhere in New York City. It turns out that hundreds of restaurants are banding together to, yeah, that's right, ban Andrew Cuomo and de Blasio and their nincompoop-filled families from attending any kind of indoor dining. Now, this is beautiful karma at its finest, folks. I mean, think about this. Andrew Cuomo made an ass out of himself on TV, as you saw there, talking about the President of the United States not being able to walk down the streets. Okay, folks? In New York City, a place where he was born, and he was born in New York, okay? And you're telling me that he cannot walk down the streets? And the way he says it was like such like mafioso style, like, yeah, you don't need an army to get like that's threatening. I mean, first of all, he should be brought up in charges for threatening the president, because I mean that to me comes off of like, yeah, well, you know, it's kind of threatening there, Andrew. You almost sound like you're gonna do something yourself. I mean, I would not, say ever anything like that about any official, because that's just not right. I want to say that about any human, but the president, and you haven't been arrested. I don't know. That's it seems like the left really loves covering up for the misdeeds of the Cuomos and the other socialist Democrats who are trying to destroy this country, and who really do whatever the hell they want. I mean, they talk about violence and they talk about the Proud Boys and all that stuff, but they're the ones burning, looting, and destroying our cities and just causing all kind of havoc in the summer of love, 2020. The beautiful summer of love. Let's not forget that, guys. Every time you see one of these big news outlets, all they talk about is Trump, right? Whenever the Proud Boys show up, these supremacists, these haters, these white nationalists, these guys are just all skinheads and Nazis, Hitler Youths. First of all, Proud Boys are not Hitler Youths, they're not white supremacists. They got, actually, there's a Cuban black dude who's one of the main dudes. Shout out to that dude. They got white, black, Hispanic, gay, straight. I mean, they're just proud to be patriots and American. But that's the problem these days. And it's tough to be a proud American, because the left, who are not proud to be in America or American, has somehow convinced the youth of this country to hate its own country. Think about that for a second. And when you think about it, that stimulus package they tried to pass, I mean, when you think about it, 5,000 pages, and they only had a couple hours to review the thing, and they all passed it unanimously in Congress. Does that not concern anybody that $900 billion was proposed? $900 billion, and all American citizens were able to get out of that is $600. Folks, that's roughly about 196 billion out of 900 billion. Where's the rest of that money going? They could easily cut all the crap out of there, which the president, thank God, spoke about. They could cut all that nonsense out of there and just leave 2,000, 3,000 for each individual person in this country who is an American citizen. How hard is that? And still you want to get to $900 billion. They spent trillions earlier this year and then left us high and dry, those who really needed the money, like myself, for example. Okay, they left the rest of us high and dry. But yet, those same individuals that left us high and dry were getting paid. It's not like they went home and they were locked down like the rest of us. No, they were getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. And I'm not talking about just the backroom deals. No, Congress gets paid just for not even showing up this year. Now, I know the Kennedy Center wanted to get more money out of the stimulus, which is ridiculous. You talk about it also. I mean, that place is not even open. Why are you going to give them more money? It's beautiful as it is. I mean, I understand it's a beautiful place, but we need the money now for the people. Okay? And when you shut down the economy, Andrew Cuomo, and you make it so that restaurants, which are in dire needs in New York City, you make it so it's a crime for them to like have indoor dining when you and your family of elites get to do it for yourself. That's hypocritical. And I applaud every restaurant owner who says, you know what, we've had enough. You know, I've said it months ago that I felt that New York and California were on the tipping edge of turning red and voting for Trump. I think they might have. But I still think that there was rigging in those two states. And I think they might have. I think that, you know, the fact that they closed shop a little too early might be a little suspicious, and nobody's looked into California and New York yet. But they really should. I mean, I know there's a lot of other states that they're looking at right now, and there's still litigation and all kinds of stuff before January 6th. And New York and Cali are pretty big states. But I'm telling you, there's something fishy out of New York, and it's just not Andrew Cuomo's breath, okay? It's a lot more than that. But the truth is, I applaud the restaurant owners because you guys are just screwing them. I mean, shutting places down, and in California, you had that lady who had a tent set up outside so her restaurant could at least have clients that come out and eat. And eat outside with a lot of space, social distancing, the whole thing, very sanitized and cleaned. Now they shut her down, and then they opened up like an entire, what was it, 2 tents or 3 tents worth of like the same kind of thing that she had set up almost, but not even as nice as she had it. And that was for a movie studio, and that was okay, because if it's for Hollywood and it's for the socialist leftists, that's fine. But for the everyday working folks, we got to be locked down. And we get a mere $600, where they give Nicaragua, Panama, and all these other countries, Pakistan, millions of dollars. Billions of dollars. Hell, trillions of dollars. Now, if you think that's leadership, Andrew Cuomo, it's no wonder why New York is becoming the shithole it's becoming since you've been governor. And since DeBlasio's been mayor. So again, I applaud all the restaurant owners. You know what? I think every owner of every single mom and pop shop, or even bigger store, malls, or whatever, should ban the two of you and your entire family from their establishments if you really want to play that game of locking people in. Because all you're doing is you're trying to destroy this country. The things you project and try to blame Trump for, we're onto that game. That's the things you guys are doing. But you project it because this is how you play the wrap-up smear. You do the damage, you project it to the president. Nancy Pelosi told us about the wrap-up smear, and we're hip to that game. Andrew, give it up. Tell your brother Fredo Cuomo over there on CNN to give it up also. Nobody believes either one of you clowns anymore. Nobody believes Bill DeBlasio anymore. You guys might have an issue walking down the streets of New York City. Think about that. Let that sink in. With that, guys, that's all I got for you today. If you like what you saw, please comment below. Let me know what you think. And also remember to subscribe to the channel. That's very important. And give me a thumbs up. That helps.